a lot of what I find, particularly if you're in the fitness space or if you've had a personal trainer or, you know, you're in that kind of arena, so much shit gets overcomplicated. Like fundamentally, if you want to lose weight, you just eat less and walk more. You know, you get a diet plan, you get a training plan from someone and you get 25 different exercises. It's like, they don't need to. You've only got a certain number of body parts. You just need to do simple, actually still works. And Arnie is the living proof of that in a fitness sense. And it's exactly the same in a business sense. Doesn't matter the industry, obviously service is what we focus on. You know, if it's e-commerce, they are going to be completely different. But I think 90% of the repetitive input that you make in a service-based business is exactly the same, whether you're bookkeeper, whether you're accountant, whether you're a financial advisor, mortgage advisor, hairdresser, PT, it all is exactly the same. So that's what I wanted to focus on is your input is going to dictate your output. And one of the most important things is having some high performance habits. So I'm just going to talk you through some of these. Next is morning breathing. Now I actually do this post-workout whilst doing a little bit of a stretch, but box breathing is the one that I prefer. And it's essentially just breathing in, holding. So you almost breathe in for 4 seconds, hold for 4 seconds, breathe out for 4 seconds, hold for 4 seconds, and then repeat that a few times. Because getting oxygen in is obviously absolutely vital. But again, it's just one of those things that as you do certain routines or you get into certain habits, it just has a big impact on fueling your body. Morning incantations, positive affirmations, it might be known as, things that you consistently say to yourselves. You see a lot of the things that we say to ourselves on our banners all the time. They become our mantras. They become the things that we believe, the things that we reinforce, the things that we talk about, progress over perfection. You know, all of these things, thriving rather than just surviving. You know, now's the time to become pro, perseverance, results, opportunity. Now, all of these things just become part of what is the point that you want to live. Next one, be, do, have. This is a kind of a life coaching kind of principle. We often sit there and think, what do I want to have? And what do I realistically want? And then we think, okay, what have I got to do in order to be able to get the thing that I want? And then we go and think, we don't actually think about who we need to be as a human being in today and as an individual. Whereas actually if we said, 12 months from now, who do I need to be the business owner, the leader, the father, the parent, the husband, the wife, you know, the whatever, who do I need to be and what kind of individual has those character traits? And then you can be more consistent, and then you realize actually being that individual and being that person, not faking it till you make it, but you bring on new attitudes. You bring on somebody who's going to be the person who learns new skills, enables you then to do the things that you need to then create and have the things that you want. So actually flipping that round and focusing constantly on who we need to be will bring you the things that you want further down the line. If we accept consistency, patience, and delayed gratification, because that's often what it takes. Next, your circadian rhythm. We all have a circadian rhythm, going to bed at a similar time, waking up at a similar time, even to the point of noticing in your time management or in your energy levels during the course of a day, there will be points when you dip. That dip time is not the time to be doing your sales calls. It's not the time to be having your first appointment. Do your admin or your finances or the stuff that isn't vitally income generating to your business in your lowest energy time. It's why I do content in the morning. It's why I do my most highly valuable work first thing, because that's how my circadian rhythm works. So if you learn what yours is and just allow that natural flow, it will have a much better impact on your positivity as well as obviously your output as well. Next, time for friends, family, nights out, weekends away. You know, having 4 kids in the calendar already for next year is 4 weekends away. We've already bagged mum-in-law to make sure that it can happen. You know, those things have to go into the diary first. Half terms, all in the calendar. You know, birthdays, all in the calendar, just all blocked out and sorted. Family first, and then build the business around it that supports that. Ladies and gents, I'm cutting in right here because we only open our Success Circle doors quarterly. And this is your opportunity to come and join us inside the community where you will get access to weekly Zoom clinics with me and my team, monthly in-person guest experts to help you generate leads, increase your sales, and maximize your business profits. And where we bring it all together, our quarterly Success Circle seminars. So there are consistent, regular touch points to help you improve your habits, to take your professional and personal life to the next level so that you can truly achieve a business, income, and lifestyle that you love. So make sure that you click the link to come and join us inside Success Circle right now. Next, finding your superpowers. Everybody in this room has a superpower, something that you are absolutely awesome at that nobody else can do. When you equally understand the things that you enjoy the most, but also the things that you're fantastic at, you can turn around and say, who the hell do I need that can do the opposite things to me? I'm amazing at starting 150 million things, probably only finish about 30%. So why did I recruit Camilla? Because she finishes freaking everything. Face your fears every single day. Even running these events, we've been doing them for 5 years now since last week, I still get nervous butterflies. I still get the feeling of, you know, the imposter syndrome of, am I good enough to do it? Oh my God, there's 30 people in a room that are coming to listen and hear for the things that I want to say. You know, but it's that challenge, it's that continual growth, it's that continual development. You know, doing that first video, recording that first podcast, interviewing that first employee, taking that big first risk. We all know from our childhood that the first time we do anything is pretty poor, doesn't last very long, and we could all have done a lot better, but the more you do it, you hopefully get better as time goes on. So face your fears, find those challenges, and just keep learning, developing, improving, and growing. And I'm glad a couple of people got that reference. Hugely, your environment dictates your performance. Anyone trained during COVID? In the garage, outside? You know, it was all right, it worked, but for me, nothing beats going to the gym and actually just getting in there. I think it's really important, the environment that you put yourself in when you first get up in the morning and when you do some of these things, go to Starbucks and utilize that as your ideation and creation area, you know, to think about on the business. I hate doing content in the office because that's my working brain and my working environment. You know, I'd rather Kiefer comes to my house and we do it in my home office where it feels a little bit more creative and a bit more free flow. So almost having boxes of environments that help you to perform. And it's coming to these events as well. You know, the goal of today is that you all leave motivated, positive, inspired, but equally ready to take more action and do more things as you progress. We know that that energy will dip over 90 days because that's what happens. That's why we put it back in, so we can always get that little bit of a, you know, kickstart and a little bit of a sprint as we come out of each of these events. So leverage the environments and work in different places and have different spaces for different things. Chunking time, it's a tried and tested method. You know, we work in 90-minute sprints. But I try and break the flow in this room every 20 minutes because it keeps the energy a little bit higher. You know, for some people it's work at 55 minutes, take a 5-minute break and do that consistently throughout the day. You know, find what works for you. For me, my tasks and even the activities are chunked and worked and managed in a block kind of way, just to make it simpler and easier to focus in that one particular area. Lastly, H2O and nutrition. We are 60% water as human beings, you know, so staying hydrated. I've even started to have more salt in my diet. I've even started to use, can't even think what they're called now, little soluble tablets that go in. Apparently we don't absorb a lot of the water that we take. Electrolytes, thank you. Because we don't absorb a lot of the water that we actually drink. Having electrolytes actually makes your body absorb more of the water that you actually do drink. And I've definitely noticed a better energy level in myself as a result of doing that. And the whole diesel petrol analogy, you know, if you listen to that Gary Brecker interview, he talks about obviously anything white and pasta and all, you know, cereals and stuff like that, giving people wonder why kids are so hyperactive in the morning, or, you know, there's all these supposed ADHDs and ADDs, whatever your perceptions are. But a lot of that is caused from the types of food that we're eating or we're feeding to our kids and everything else. So it's just really interesting. I don't disbelieve or not believe, but I always find it quite interesting to see how that balances out. And just water, nutrition, putting diesel in a petrol car is going to break the engine. So I'm not saying give up chocolates and biscuits and everything else, because that's my favourite, but just start to think about if we can have 80%, it's going to be much, much better than potentially, you know, going all in. I love a McDonald's. I had 3 ice creams at the weekend every night last week. Friday, Saturday and Sunday. Magnum, Caramac, can't remember the other one. So yeah, take advantage of obviously the nutrition and options.